This ABC15 Flash Briefing is sponsored by Sanderson Ford. All roads lead to Sanderson Ford.
Hey there, I'm Zach Crenshaw with your top stories from ABC15 Arizona. On Sunday, a Scottsdale family receiving just a little bit of closure following the death of their mother and wife. After days of searching for 62-year-old Kathleen Patterson, crews found her dead after a hike north of Cave Creek. ABC15's Eleni Dow with a look at what they did this weekend to remember her.
A week ago Sunday, Kathleen Patterson came out here to Cave Creek to hike the Spur Cross Loop at 7 in the morning. A week later, right on the dot, her family and friends and the community came out here to do that very hike to honor and remember her.
Kathleen loved nature. She loved the desert.
On Sunday morning, Steve Patterson started the same hike his wife did just 7 days prior. The difference this time, he had a community behind him. Kathleen, an avid hiker, went alone.
Hiking was her thing, so we're kind of honoring her by doing something that she loved.
Unfortunately, Kathleen never made it home. Steve reported her missing that Sunday and searched for days.
Him and I hiked for 7 hours on Tuesday, and it impacted me. As a trail runner, I'm out here all the time by myself. Sorry.
On Wednesday, search crews found Kathleen 200 yards away from a bathroom structure at the trailhead.
She got off course and walked a lot further than she had thought.
The hike gave Steve some clarity.
I saw the miles she walked and I knew exactly why she made one turn versus another, or how she could have made that mistake. So for me, that was really comforting.
As they walked near the spot where Kathleen passed, Steve couldn't bring himself to go there just yet.
Because I don't know that I've got the emotional bandwidth to do it now, but I'll do it at some point.
Walking that same trail she did and finishing what she would have wanted brings mixed emotions.
There's something about this that's joyful, and there's something about it that's profoundly sad as well.
That energy was in the air, the feeling of comfort and catharsis as they hiked more than 5 miles. With each step they took Sunday, Steve felt as if she was there, remembering Kathleen and her love for her friends, family, and nature.
It was like you could just feel something. Cardinals are kind of a sign, and this big red male, came by, and I guess they're normally pretty elusive, and was chirping with us along the way. And I know it's kind of, whether it's real or not, it felt real.
In Cave Creek, Eleni Dow, ABC15 Arizona.
One man is locked up right now in connection to a deadly hit and run. This happened around 2:30 Sunday morning near 43rd Avenue in Bell. Phoenix police tell us 21-year-old Evan Santivanes was driving a sedan when he plowed into a person walking across that intersection. He then sped off from the scene. A bystander reportedly followed that car and led officers to that suspect. Meanwhile, the pedestrian that had been hit has been identified as 41-year-old Daniel Calanta. He was rushed to the hospital but later passed away. Investigators are trying to figure out what led up to the crash and if impairment may have been a factor. New details in that Gila Bend double murder we first told you about Saturday night. MCSO identifying the 2 victims and telling ABC15 there was another murder just half a mile away hours later. The first deadly crime scene happened at Pima Street and Euclid Avenue. That's where detectives say 25-year-old Emmanuel Arroyo and 26-year-old Noah Arroyo Jr. were found shot and killed. Just a few streets away at Cleveland and East Glock. A few hours later, around 6:30 Saturday, homicide investigators found 21-year-old Julio Manuel murdered. MCSO still trying to determine if the gruesome crimes are related.
Hey there, everyone. Tracking your most accurate forecast. I'm meteorologist Jorge Torres. Temperatures will remain above average for at least the next several days this week, but barely. We're starting off with temperatures in the morning on Monday at 77 degrees, warming up to 93 at midday and reaching a high of 97 degrees with a slight storm chance in the afternoon once again at 10%. Now, Futurecast is showing the best chance for storms mainly across central and northern Arizona by the early morning hours on Monday into midday, but we could see a line of storms moving to northern parts of the valley by 5 in the afternoon and into the overnight hours showers too, so we're going to hold on to that slight storm chance. Temperatures staying in the 60s up there in Flagstaff, Heber, and Show Low too. 80s throughout Gila County, and generally in the mid and upper 90s across the lower deserts, although in Lake Havasu City, we're calling for a high of 100. Your 7-day keeping those temperatures in the mid 90s for a while, with a little break in storm chances beginning Wednesday. And in Flagstaff, a promising chance for storms on Monday, and then temperatures cooling down the rest of the week, down to the 30s for overnight lows later this weekend.
This ABC15 Flash Briefing is sponsored by Sanderson Ford. All roads lead to Sanderson Ford.